You're watching TVC Breakfast. Now, every boy and girl has the right to an education without fear of violence or attack. That's the standard. So should every teacher, professor, and school administrator be able to teach and research in conditions of safety, security, and dignity? Lastly, every school should be a protected space for students to learn and fulfill their potential even during war. Nigeria is hosting the first ever international conference on the Safe Schools Declaration in Africa. The conference, which is the fourth since the adoption of the Safe Schools Declaration, will draw participants from member states to Abuja from today, the 25th to 27th of October this year. Now, the conference falls at a pivotal time amidst the COVID-19 crisis and its detrimental impact on education and children's rights globally. The conference is an opportunity for states to galvanize action on protecting education in armed conflict. The theme for the conference is ensuring safe education for all, from commitment to practice. Right? That's what we'll be talking about in the next couple of minutes. So, joining me now on Zoom from Abuja is Abiola Sanusi. He's a Senior Policy and Strategy Advisor, Global Coalition to Protect Education from Attack, and the partner Ministry of Education on the Safe School Declaration. Is joining us from our studio in Abuja. Abiola, it's good to have you join me now.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Great. Now, talk to us basically. Nigeria is hosting this international conference on the Safe Schools Declaration for the first time. How strategic is this? Because Nigeria, when it comes to safe school, of course, everyone is going to say Nigeria, hosting a conference on the safe school when schools are really not safe. But how strategic is this for Nigeria?
Thank you so much. I think it's really important for us to then remember that, in terms of Nigeria hosting this now, it's actually coming at a time where here they've had about there have been incidents of these attacks that have been happening, and then we've had about for the past 18 months there's been 1,400 learners that have been adopted from school. So I think it's really important that we actually hold it here, like in Nigeria, because we have these attacks that are actually happening here, and it's also the time to then highlight this issue nationally and also globally, and for us to reflect, and also for us to hear from like children, and to hear from teachers, and to hear from also policymakers, and also for us to just think about the impact the impact of this. And the fact that that I'm here, with you shows that there's a lot of interest, and then again for us to call in terms of having governments for them to implement this. So right now, this is a time for them to take action. We're not just talking about Nigeria. We're talking about we're also talking about like states that have also endorsed the need to hear children, and the time to act is now. That's why everybody is actually gathering here, like in Abuja, and also virtually as well.
All right. So when it comes to issues of safety and dignity in education, or of education for students and for those who are learning, how far from the standards or the benchmarks are we as a country?
I think for us here, when we're talking about safety in terms of security and also education within like conflict settings, I would like to highlight that right now Nigeria has this policy, national policy, that's reflected on like safety, security, and also violence-free schools, and we think that that is also like a model in which we hope that they will actually highlight, and then for us to also encourage states and countries as well to like implement like this policy. So what we do is we actually encourage Nigeria to then implement this, and they're also taking steps. So they have like this policy. They also have like this minimum standards as well. So for us working at, we're actually trying to encourage states to like implement this.
All right. Now, Abiola, let me ask you this before I let you go. After this conference, what are we expecting that would change at the end of the day?
What we're expecting is that states, countries that have endorsed, and also those that will still endorse, that they will listen to children, they will also implement, and they will also participate in terms of the initiatives that we have. And also, for them to then, they should also be able to take concrete actions. And also for them to think about the impact of these attacks that are also happening as well. So what we call on people, what we call on is to have states that will endorse and they will also implement, because the time to act is now.
All right. Thank you so much, Abiola Sanusi, Senior Policy and Strategy Advisor at the Global Coalition to Protect Education. Thank you for talking to us on TVC Breakfast.